All right, guys, today is the moment of truth. I went back to the Trek store and I actually went to a new one today, the Trek Boulder store in Boulder, Colorado. I wanted to check out a different store and see what they had. So today is the day for Trek Fest. Now we got to see if it's really worth the hype. As you can see, the Trek Boulder store has plenty of inventory, a lot of bikes in here, so we got to see what these prices are looking like. They got the Trek Roscoe 9, but sadly it's not on sale, as you can see. But the Trek Roscoe 8 and the Trek Roscoe 7 are on sale. The Trek Roscoe 6 is not on sale either, but I'm doubting that any of you guys would be interested in that one. Now the Trek Roscoe 7 is $250 off, coming down from $18.99 to $16.49, and the Roscoe 8 is $400 off, coming down from $23.99 to $19.99. So that's a pretty good savings. But I will admit, I do agree with a lot of you guys when you say the prices are just going back down to what they were before all the craziness happened, which is, I feel like it's true, but at least it's coming down at all, so that's good. And I bet the prices will come down even more later in the year depending on how it goes. But yeah, I don't think these prices are going to stay too crazy too much longer. So going down is definitely better than going up. Now, if you guys been watching my channel since the beginning, you know that the Trek Remedy 8 is a bike that I've always wanted. And I was looking around and I actually found one, and I wasn't looking for it. I said, oh, what's that bike right there? And he said, oh, that's a Trek Remedy 8. And I was like, what? And we went and checked the price, and it's $2,800. So I had to put some money down on that because I needed time to think if I wanted that bike or not. So I put some money down on it just for them to hold it, take it out of inventory so people don't see it. I need some time because I might get that for the park. But all that to say this, if you guys have a local Trek bike store near you, make sure you look around and make sure you go through all the bikes if you can to see if you can find any gems like this. Because even if it's an older bike, maybe it's a bike that you wanted way back a couple years ago that you couldn't find, or it was too expensive. Just like this, it's $1,200 off, down from $4,200 I think to $2,800. So that's a great deal in my opinion, because I love this bike and I'm super interested in it. But make sure you look around in your store because you never know what you might find. Jumping back to the Roscoe, I would not buy the Roscoe 7. I just think it's too close to the price of the Roscoe 8. So I would, if I was looking for a Roscoe and I didn't know which one to get between the two, I would just rule out the 7. And if it was me, I would just go for the 8. I do like how they separated the prices as far as the 8 and the 9. That gap is pretty wide. So I wouldn't jump up from the 8 to the 9. I don't think the price difference is worth that jump to from where it is now at the $19.99. But if you really want the Roscoe 9, I would get it. But if you just want a solid hardtail and you want to save that money, I don't think you could go wrong with the Roscoe 8. Another thing I was a little bit disappointed about was the Marlin series. Only the Marlin 6 and the Marlin 5 are on sale. And even with the sale prices, I don't think those Marlins are worth the money, especially the Marlin 6. I don't think it's worth $749, even though it's down $100 from $849. I think it should be $649 in my opinion, but I mean, I don't make the prices, so I don't have any say with that. But from my experience with the Marlins over the years, I just think it's a little overpriced. And as far as the Marlin 5, it's actually down from $739 to $599. And that's, yeah, I don't know. That's still a big price gap between the two, and I don't think the quality really matches the price gap, in my opinion. So, I mean, I don't think I would get either of those bikes, honestly, at those prices. When it comes to the Marlin series, I would just jump over to something like a Rockhopper, because you would get way more for your money, and I think you'd be a lot happier with the quality you get, especially at the price points of the Marlin. I love the Marlin. I have a Marlin, but I just want to look out for you guys and make sure I'm telling you guys the honest truth of how I feel, especially since I have 3 years experience with the Marlin. Yeah, go with the Rock Hopper at these prices. The Marlin is a little too overpriced in my opinion. All right, now we jump to the Fuel EX8 and the Top Fuel 8. I just think those are still too overpriced. I think the Top Fuel should be around 2,900 and the Fuel EX about the same, honestly. They are both down from pretty much $4,000 to $34.99. But I don't think that's a lot of savings for what you get. I mean, I know they are awesome bikes, but compared to what else is in the market, I just don't think you should pay that much money for what you get out of these bikes compared to what you can get elsewhere. And unless you just love Trek. Yeah, I think they should have came down a little lower, pretty around the range of 2,900 in my opinion, which I still think is high, but at least get in the 2,000 range. None of the newer model Trek Fuel EXs are on sale, so that kind of sucks because the geometry is a little different from the older generation. I don't think it's a significant difference, but you do get a lot of adjustability with the new ones, and you can just fine tune it way more than you could on the Gen 5 versions. But now that we got all that out of the way, we pretty much know what's out there now and we can see what the prices are. I did do a little critical thinking, and I think I kind of know why it's the way it is, and let me know what you guys think also. But I don't truly blame Trek for not dipping down as low as everybody else, and I do give them the benefit of the doubt, and here's why. So those other brands, they all have pretty much dealers and direct to consumer. They don't really have brick and mortar stores. So Trek has brick and mortar stores. They have thousands and thousands of employees, so they have a lot more overhead than these other companies. Plus they want to keep that high quality that Trek is known for, so they don't want to be kind of a race to the bottom. And I'm not saying other bike companies are doing that. I think they have a little bit more leeway to drop the prices the way they do. And Trek just got a little bit more overhead. Facilities cost a lot and employees cost a lot, benefits and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a corporate person, but if I had to guess, I'm sure a lot of that stuff goes into why they price the bikes the way they do and why they can't discount them heavily like a lot of other places. But let me know what you guys think. I'm not no expert. That's just something that I was thinking about. Another thing I wanted to talk about is you get that in-store experience. You get to talk to experts. I mean, some bike shops are better than others, but when we go in to buy new bikes, a lot of these guys know a lot about these bikes. They have experience riding them. So you get that in-person experience when you buy from the bike store. And you also support the local bike shops too. I don't do direct to consumer because I'm not well versed in mechanical stuff with bikes and everything. So I like to go buy a bike, sit on it, ride it, ask questions, have them tune it for me and everything. But if you're experienced with bikes and stuff, then you can pull that off. You can look at numbers and specs and stuff and know what you want right away. You can set it up yourself. So I think direct to consumer is awesome. You do save a lot of money, but I do think it's for a certain type of people that know more about bikes than others. And a lot of us, we go to the bike store, we want to ask questions, we want to feel, we want to touch stuff. So I do think it's good on both sides, but I just think that the in-store experience is kind of special. You get to build that relationship, and maybe on down the road you can get free tune-ups. They do all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of perks with that, but also you save hundreds of dollars, maybe sometimes $1,000 with direct to consumer. So it's a win-win, just depending on what you want and how you like to shop. But for me, I like to pay for, I wouldn't say convenience, but pay for the in-person ability, because I want to take my bike somewhere and have them work on it and say, hey, I bought it from here. Or if I bought it from a Trek store, I can go to any Trek store and I know they'll take care of me. But if you know about bikes, you don't have to worry about that. So that's awesome. I want to get to that point. But for right now, I just ride bikes. I don't fix them. So I spend that an extra couple $100, but that's why I'm waiting on the good deal, because if I could get this Remedy, I think that's worth $2,800. Let me know what you guys think, because that's a perfect park bike, and I love the geometry of it. I sat on it, I rode it, it feels awesome. I'm pretty underwhelmed with the sale from Trek, but I kind of expected it. and I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. But let me know what you guys think. I do think these bikes are still way too expensive, but I can kind of understand why. But I would love to hear what you guys think. I wanted to jump on here and let you guys know what I thought about the sale. I do think there's way better deals out there, but I'm willing to pay that extra few hundred to get that in-person experience. That's just me, my own personal preference. But let me know, do you think these sales were worth it? And what bike are you looking at? I think out of all the bikes that I saw, the Trek Roscoe 8 is the best deal you can get. Even though it's still too expensive in my opinion, I just think that's the best sale price that's on the Trek lineup right now. But let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear it in the comments. Smash that like button, it really helps. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hopefully I'll see you guys in Sedona, because I'm leaving, well, by the time you see this video, I'll probably already be there. But hope to see you guys there. And if this is out already, I hope to have already seen you guys. Whatever. But I'll see you guys in Sedona or in the next video.